Morning, y'all. This is Trish GossMania Homestead. I have yet to do a tour of our very first raised bed garden area, and I wanted to do that with y'all real quick. Yes, sir. I hear you. As many as you know, we expanded the garden area. Planted a lot of stuff late in here in the way, but some of it's doing fine, some of it's not. We added on this front area here. It did come to here, but I had old, yucky, broken raised beds that we had to take out. They were either just rotting down or just need to be redone. So we added these. This is like I think that's a 4x6. That's a 2x4. And this is a 6, 12. It's about 12x4, and another 2x4, another 4x6. So, and these, I added these new trellises. Added these new trellises to the front, and I put up my solar panel Edison bulb lights here. I have my Kentucky Wonder pole beans growing here, and on both sides, and I have sunflowers, cosmos to help with pollinators and just to help in general add a little pretty to the garden. So I had Kentucky Wonder pole beans here, and right there in that other little bed area. And I have sunflowers in each little adjacent area because I tried to help my rooster, sorry. I tried to help provide shade to my garden this way. So on this side, I have some zinnias. I think it's yellow red that I planted. And some pole beans are doing better than others. Like these are slacking. I probably need to fertilize them. These are doing pretty good. The ones over here are doing really well. They're going all the way to the top here. These are starting to get to the top. And yeah, the cosmos. I have a peony in this little pot here because my grandmother had peonies. It was gonna bloom, but it didn't bloom. These just died off. I had one big bloom. I'll insert the video of that. And it had some other little blooms on the side, but they didn't open up, unfortunately. I don't know if it's the heat. I know my garden's in primarily 12 hours full sun, which I have debating on moving all of my gardens. I really have, to another spot on our property. Because I'm not sure if this was, what we should have done. We have planted this beautiful sycamore tree, but it shades a little bit during the morning. There's no shade in the afternoon. I need another little, I was gonna plant another one over here. I've had this beautiful little sycamore though for like 5 or 6 years now though. So, you know how long it takes for trees to grow. Okay. So over here in this raised bed, I planted I planted butternut squash here. It hadn't come up yet. These are some of our tomatoes. I haven't pruned them. I should have probably. But what happens is when I prune them here and when it's so hot, they get diseased really quickly if I prune them. If I leave them alone, I might be able to just hold off and get a harvest from them. So here you can see this little weed again. This is the weed. It has all these little seeds. I gotta get out of this garden. I've already got most of it out of the strawberries, but this raised bed, it was a recycled bed. We still gotta work here because I wanted to expand the garden. And I've been debating on buying a really huge shade cloth and covering my garden or moving the garden. So I don't know which I should do. Anyway, backtracking. This is apple mint, and it has some chocolate mint in here. So yeah, like this is a shade cloth. I was kind of experimenting with it during one of our sunny days and debating on if I should put one over the garden. I don't know. That gets costly. So, over here, this bed, I don't know if it's because it has the majority of the sunlight every year, tends to struggle. I've tested the pH. It's a little low. I got to add pH to it. But I got the sunflowers here. You can kind of see why I grow them in the front. They get really tall and they kind of shade the bed the majority of the day. Show you what I have in here. I have a marigold just coming up here, but I had some sweet basil. One died. I have replanted some cucumbers. I had cucumber longs over here, and they all died. Bugs got to them. My soil, I understand, is key is soil. You know, the health of your soil, determines the health of your plant. And I'm still learning this myself. So how to get it to that right consistency to have healthy plants. So you see that little sunflower? It's stunted over there. They used to get really big. So I don't know if it's the sun. The ants also will stunt my growth in my beds. If you look down here, I'll show you, but I have fire ants. They get in my raised garden beds. They get in my raised garden beds and they cause havoc. So this is fire ants. This is the fire ants. They love my beds. Absolutely love my beds, but I do not love them. So they will stunt the growth of my sunflowers. I had all this lettuce seed here. They'll stunt the growth. Okay, y'all. I just noticed that my camera was flipped while I was filming, so you were seeing the other side of everything. So this bed here, last year I'll try to insert some video of our garden. We had tomatoes, full of tomatoes, and we had cattle panel, like cut in half, tomatoes. All of my tomatoes died. I don't know what it is, if it's my soil or if it's the point where those I purchased tomatoes. Sometimes a lot of my purchased tomatoes will die here. I don't know if it's from coming from the nursery to the co-op or wherever you get them from, to the co-op to my house. If it's just like the shock factor, or if it's my soil, and a combination of everything, I'm sure. But I'll try to insert some video that we had here. It was full. So I know tomatoes that I've had here spontaneously volunteer. Like, for instance, this is our very first coop. I'll insert a video here. This is our very first coop. We call it the rainbow coop now because we kind of sprayed it so the kids, it's our barred rock coop. We're about to move them. But we move them all around this area a lot, and when they were over here, where that little pile of junk is, we're still cleaning. It's a farm here, y'all. We had volunteer tomatoes, and they did really well. And I don't know. And when I put them in the ground, like I have some in the ground in the in-ground garden up here, they're really stunted. So I don't tend to. I'm still learning the tomato thing, y'all. I'm going to have to get the hang of this eventually. But, for instance, this is all volunteer zinnias. I'll show y'all. This is a volunteer zinnia. Volunteer zinnias. Those are purchased tomatoes. They died. That's a tomato that I took off a sucker, and it didn't make it. That's Arkansas Traveler. I probably need to prune the bottom leaves. They look a little sickly. This is purple basil. I did purchase this from the store, and I separated them because I never had purple basil. This is my sweet basil that I purchased. I separated 3, but I got 2. I'm hoping that these sunflowers will shade this so I could actually plant in here. Soil tester, like a little probe. And I did buy a kit, so I need to see what I need to do. I'm probably going to add lime to this one a little bit because I know it's low in pH. I really need to become more like of a homestead homeschooler mom, like homeschool myself on how to really take care of these beds. So you can see that these are coming up pretty good. These are like I said, the volunteer zinnias. This is my lemon cucumber plants. Probably planted one too many. You don't really need but maybe 2 or 3. I think I have 5 here. I'm going to plant more because I'm always afraid of them dying. I do really well with lemon cucumber here. It tolerates the heat very well. We're in zone 8B, 9A in South Mississippi. So it does really well. It's pretty heat tolerant. It's pretty heat tolerant compared to some plants. This is a new lettuce I got. It's supposed to have green on the outside of these leaves. Kind of like this. Like this. And it is, what is my Chinese multicolored spinach. So I probably need to harvest these leaves. And this is my Swiss chard. It's yellow. I want to get some of those. But they like to be around these plants. To be around plants, you know, that help get a lot of shade. This is some spinach. It's coming up, y'all. It took a long time with the heat. We're still working on getting this all pathed up later with the tarp and the mulch. Like I said, I have been debating on moving this garden to another location that has more shade, but we'll see. It's a lot of work, y'all. This one's been here for about, all these roosters. This one's been here for about 3 years. So here's another bed that is full of fire ants. I have put DE in here. It hadn't done much of nothing. This is a fun plant. So I have some sunflowers. I have volunteer pepper plants that I've just left. Here. This is a fun plant that I'm trying. This last year, this was my secret garden area, my loofah gourd area. So this is my new fun plant, or like something to try. This is something to try different. These are Tennessee spinner gourds, so they're little gourds. Here's one starting. They're about this big, and they spin just for fun, something different to do. It's doing really well. It's getting above here, and those I had to replant a few because they didn't do so well. Warning, if you have more than one rooster on a homestead, they will interrupt you while you're filming. But this is my Malabar spinach. I don't know what happened over here. I had a few plants that I had here. They did well, and they kind of died off. And I forgot to shut this trough up that I did of some plants. I forgot what I put here. I don't remember what I put here. Jerusha, you put here. Anyway, I put Eskimo zinnias here. This is a volunteer sunflower. I don't know which one this one is. I'm pretty sure it's a chocolate cherry or autumn one. It is massive. It's probably already about 8 feet tall. Of course, it's taller than me. But with the bed, it's probably about 8 feet technically. So it has all these little flowers coming up. And it has a bunch at the top. So all these little flowers are coming up. And each crevice, armpit of the flower. I showed you, this is kind of empty. This one, I planted a citronella just to help with the bugs here. We get a lot of mosquitoes and yellow deer flies. This by no means is like a well-produced garden. I can tell you that right now. One day, I would love to see it abundantly full with everything. And, you know, one day might not come, but hopefully I'll see that one day. First year I did some, I got a morning glory coming up here. The first time I done sunflowers, I never had them grow in the armpit of the flower. It's the stem, which was weird. So this is another one, and here's another one. I planted some mammoth ones right here, but they hadn't come up yet. This is just a little ornate metal pot holder thing. Chocolate mint in here. I bought some different oregano. It's in here. There's nothing over here. Okay, so here I planted some lettuces. I got one loner, romaine speckled lettuce. I planted several tomatoes. That one's come up. This one's come up. Those are red cherries. The hybrid honeycomb cherry. Nothing else has really come up here. Really bummed. I guess it's the dirt. Like I said, the soil is everything. So citronella, nothing's in a pot here. Right here, I had some hollyhocks, but I planted some vining black-eyed Susans, and I was hoping that they would come up, but they're not come up yet. And what I was telling y'all here is I had Malabar spinach, so I had to plant some more seeds. So I planted them front and back this time to make sure I can get some going. These are kind of stunted. I need to fertilize, y'all. Fertilize this garden. This is my, I guess, sporadic broccoli that came out of my chicken feed. I put it in here because last year we got some broccoli heads. This year, I'm waiting to see how this does. Again, the other day, this was covered in bugs, like aphids and stuff. There's still some on here, though. Can y'all see it? Can y'all see? They're on here. So I've been taking the lower leaves and giving them to my chickens. I have some cabbage. It's a cabbage. It's another broccoli. This is a cabbage I planted this winter. The ants are killing it. Again, fire ants will kill and stunt most of the growth of your plants. If you plant them, they like to eat them too and get in the way. So I planted some of my basil that I had. I'm waiting for it to come up. I have little bitty basils coming up. Of course, like I said, this is the broccoli, and it does tend to get, look at that. Look at those. Oh, there's bugs, y'all. Ew. Okay. My little chickens are going to get this for a treat. My roosters are over here because I'm debating on who I'm keeping. So these are my roosters that I have left. I got rid of one and another one. I have these 4. I'm debating on keeping this fella here and my olive egger, or this is a new one. I don't like him. He's not very nice with the ladies. Not very nice with the ladies. Are you, bud? He don't. He's not very gentle with them. So this is all our wild blackberries. Oh, we got more, Levi. They change overnight. Like, literally. So we get our blackberries from this wild vine for now. And like I mentioned, I have Malabar spinach. This, I need to cut these scapes back. I think I might just go ahead and pluck them. There's wasps in them right now. So I wanted to see how they would grow. So I let them flower because I wanted the kids to learn how they flower. And I'm going to probably pretty much just ooh, it smells good. Leave them cut back for now. I'm going to go ahead and probably cut all this off. Put these in water, see if they'll go to seed. But like these peas, I have a few peas. They didn't do so well. I really need to see what's going to grow well and in the heat and in the spring, because I'm going to try to fill up this garden as much as I can with spring food and over the winter beds. But I do have some peas. It'd be good just to eat like they are, because I don't have enough to can them. So, but they're doing okay. But they're planting their garlic, and I don't think they're very compatible with garlic. Over here, I have more garlic and more weeds. So, I'm waiting for the scapes to come in on these so I can top the scapes off so that they will grow the bulb in this bed. And I need to weed it, because I'm telling y'all, I've weeded and weeded a lot of this bed. So here is those darn pesky little, hate this. It's like a Chinese, it's a weed, and it's not good for your garden. And I have carrots still. Let's see if I can pull one. Whoop, I pulled a little one. Carrots, mine were really big. We've harvested a lot out of here. I don't know if I have. I'm trying to see if I have a good one. They're just little. I need to quit pulling them. I can still eat these. But we've harvested a lot of long ones out of here. And I started that video of me and the kids harvesting them. And cilantro. This is cilantro that's going to seed. It was sporadic. It came up by itself. So this is what cilantro looks like when it goes to seed. It looks kind of like baby's breath. Not baby's breath. They're Queen's Enslace almost. And this is parsley when it goes to seed. Kind of looks like dill. My oregano, I let it go to seed a little bit in the middle. That's a weed I got to get out of here. There's ants in there too. I need to clean this up. There's something I grew too. I grew him in 2007 with his twin sister.
What?
And he grew this like 2 years ago, and it's still growing. This is my garden sage. My rosemary, I'm going to try to harvest back from. I'm scared, though, to kind of harvest it too far down because I'm scared I'll kill it. For instance, this lavender has got to be harvested because it was full and in bloom. It was huge. It had all these it was like a mother plant. It had all these seed pods. And I need to learn how to get all the seed pods off and get the seeds and figure out how to start new plants from the plant itself. Because I had one here. It was huge like this one. I harvested it and it didn't come back. So, large leaf pennywort, I think it's called, or pennywort. It's like a weed that's very hard to get rid of here, that likes to grow in sandy soils or wet areas. We have it everywhere, but it was getting into these beds. I'm gonna have to get this bed, clean it out, and move it and get all of it out again. But here we go. This is the pennywort. It's in the garden, and this is another weed that gets all these little seeds on the back of the leaves. I got to get out. But we had our grapes here and here. Okay, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I can get some more stuff going in this garden. And if you like our videos, please subscribe and share. We're doing our best to, prepare what we can, do what we can. By no means is this going to feed our family for a year. But I'm trying to learn, do as much as I can to at least learn. So you need to do what you can to prepare. I'm telling y'all, there's shortages that are coming. They're already here. The poor baby food shortages, stuff's causing this. But you need to do what you can to prepare your pantry. So a lot of my pantry is not my own food. I've canned chicken from stores. About to can you. I've canned pork meat from stores. I've canned butter. And I've canned pears from a friend's pear tree. I've done pear butter, apple butter. So do what you can, plant what you can, and learn what you can. Thanks for watching. Appreciate y'all watching. God bless y'all. We'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.